Moving on to Thursday, the Pertemps, Steve Jones. I can't believe you've dug this one out as well, because I thought I was being clever here. I tell you what, this horse was ridden for his life to get fourth and qualify last time. I thought he did well to finish where he did, given the pace they went early on. The winners came from off it. And on back form, Bear Gills is a well-treated horse. So I quite like fair chases in it as well. Go on.
Yeah, I thought I was being clever, but clearly I'm being thick as shit because I've come down the same one as you. But yeah, I mean, this horse was a really good novice a couple of years ago. Went to Cheltenham and ran behind Bob Ollinger. What's that called these days? The Ballymore. So Bob Ollinger, Galliard Deminale, Braveman's Game, and then Bear Gills. Came back after a break this time. Hadn't run for 18 months and went over fences. Didn't really like it. Last time, returned to hurdles, went from the front. Well, he didn't usually go from the front over hurdles or fences before last time. And I just thought he went a little bit too fast. Thanks for Help was a very easy winner, but it's sort of set up for him. And I thought that was a good run, return to hurdles. He'll love it if it keeps raining. He'll definitely stay, and he'll be one of those that it's kicking on. And everyone gets excited in the Pertemps about horses that have won qualifying races impressively, but they haven't got a good record to my mind. And Bear Gills has got that nice kind of handicap mark that it's very workable. So Bear Gills, yeah, Nicky Martin won the Welsh National, and hopefully she'll win a big handicap at the Cheltenham Festival.
DC.
Yeah, with Micheál Bear Gills, especially if the ground comes up soft or heavy. But I know John said that he didn't like the ones who won the qualifier, but I thought Thanks for the Help was wildly impressive. He came across to Punchestown there last April, ran in the handicap hurdle over 2.5 miles, and was a huge punt on him, and he finished third. Just didn't quite get there. Very disappointing. And he's had a bit of wind surgery since. Now, the reason I liked that win the last time is that there was no attempt to preserve any kind of handicap mark or something. They just went for it. He absolutely skated home. He won by 6.5 lengths. Probably could have been more. He's no real price for this now, but like, you have to be respecting the JP horses in this as well. Can't wait to see who's jocked up on him. I think he'll run an absolutely massive race, and you know, he's not a big price. I also like Percival, Legalois. They're both around the same price, but I just thought Thanks for the Help was so good last night. The wind surgery obviously really worked, and I think he's a massive chance in this.
I suppose the thing is he had to shit up to get in.
Yeah.
So that was it. And overall?
Yeah, speaking of a horse who absolutely danced up in his qualifier, Shoot First, I thought was wildly impressive in October. We haven't seen him since, but the way he won that day I was there, he won that so convincingly. Like, the margin of victory does that no justice whatsoever. Like, he tanked to the front about half a mile out, which you don't want to do. And he just did pretty much nothing out in front. And then once actually asked, he started hanging out to his left. He had so much left in hand, it was almost ludicrous. And it was, again, a classic Charles Burton gamble landed, and obviously put away with this race in mind ever since. I think for a qualifier, that was pretty decent form. You had Botox Haz, who went on to win the Big 3 Mile Handicap at Haydock. And Tayo has been put up by a few people for this. I think he was third, and Salvador Ziggy, I think, likewise, has been pretty popular, and he was in fourth, and he's about a 10.0 chance for this. So as qualifiers go, I think that was a high standard. Do you believe what they're saying? Apparently on the preview circuit, they think this might be a stay as hurdle horse for next season. That might be a stretch, but I think he's still got another handicap in him off about 139. Again, I was just so wildly impressive in October. I think he'll take some beating here.
All right, and Matt Toombs, we've got to back the Irish, right?
Yeah. Just on the qualifiers, horses who won qualifiers in this are 2 from 101 this century. You'd have lost 3/4 of your betting bank back in the blind. The other stat I wanted to talk about was the only one that we actually used last year as well. The 10 runners from Culuntra House between 2016 and 2021 finished 2-1, 2-1, 5-1, 2-3, 5-4. Punters have short memories. They bombed out last year. A lot of Gordons didn't run that well, but he is a serious operator at laying them out for these. But my choice, though I fear Maxim because I think he got a ride to make sure the BHA handicapper didn't put him up too much last time, I think the best value at the moment is Good Time Johnny. Always been highly regarded by Tony Martin. 24 lengths ninth in Fernie Hollow's champion bumper. Given a typical Tony Martin education over the summer and autumn over hurdles, 3 handicap wins, including the big 3-mile handicap hurdle at the Dublin Racing Festival off 129. Well backed into 12-1, joint favourite, 4th favourite for the Albert Bartlett last year. It was his 9th run of the season, so maybe it was a run too far. A lot of horses don't take to that test. But this season, he's had all the hallmarks of the classic Tony Martin plot. Twice over fences, twice on the flat. Showed up in the Leopardstown qualifier at Christmas, which has been the best guide to this. Had a claimer on board, kept him wide throughout, looking behind him, not in front of him. Now, Good Time Johnny's been given 142, so he's £21 better off with Maxim for those 16.5 lengths. He's £10 better off for Percival BeGambleAware, despite finishing 9 lengths in front of him. He looks dangerously well handicapped, and if this is a Tony Miles Xenophon style plot, there'll be an avalanche of money for Good Time Johnny before the off. So if you buy my theory, we want to be backing him now.